Daniel, welcome back again. I'm super excited to have you here because today we are talking about the chromosome browser over there at MyHeritage. For those who have not met Daniel before, he is the man. He is the guy that we always go to and say, Daniel, what's happening over at MyHeritage? You guys got some cool tools going on over there.
Well, yes, Connie, thank you very much for the invitation, and always a pleasure to be able to be here with you and with your audience. And yes, as you requested, and it's really my pleasure to talk about the cool tools that we have for DNA. They are right in the DNA menu of MyHeritage. And maybe before we go in depth here, just to mention that these tools are available for whoever has a DNA test on MyHeritage. And you know, I'm the expert genealogist. I don't belong to the sales department. So I will not tell you that you can buy a MyHeritage DNA kit for a very good price, probably out there right now. But if you have a DNA test in another company, you should be able to download it from whatever place and upload it to MyHeritage for free, and then being able to use these tools. And what you're seeing here is the main page for the tools, where you have the CM Explainer. This is the latest tool that we create in order to explain a little bit better the relationship that you have with your DNA match, and not necessarily, although it's already implemented on your DNA matches on MyHeritage, but this works also for external DNA kits. Like, all you need to do is to put the amount of centimorgans, and that is what CM stands for, that you have between you and your DNA match, and the ages of yourself and your match, and we will tell you the probabilities of your relationship with the other person. But definitely, the chromosome browser is the jewel of the crown, I should say, because MyHeritage offers you kind of a summary version or a small version of this for every one of your DNA matches. But this one is kind of in steroids, because here you will be able to select up to 7 individuals from your matches. And it's not only your matches, it's actually, Connie, any DNA kit that you are managing, because as hardcore genealogists, we are the ones that are probably administrating all the DNA kits from our family, right? Our family just open the mouth, as I say, with the only condition that we don't bother them anymore. Okay. And yes, important to say that MyHeritage is a swap. We don't want you to spit on anybody, and it's kind of difficult to fill those large tubes. So in this case, as you can see, I am administrating a few DNA kits, and I can select any of them right there. And then on the lower part of the screen, and I have privatized most of the names because this is real people, except for my mom and my grandma. But the idea is that you can select up to 7 individuals. And the chromosome browser is going to compare all the snippets or the parts of the DNA that you and those other people matches. You can change anyone at any time. You just click over the person and take it out and put more or new people over there. And you have, again, options to search. If you have thousands and thousands of matches, you may need to look for the specific ones that you want. And after you already select your test case, you click compare, and MyHeritage will show you very clearly and with very nice colors the different areas from your and your DNA match where you are matching. So here you can see that me, and in this case, the red is my second sample over there with that lady that I'm privatizing. So we have this snippet of this, or this piece of DNA, both in common. And you may have different pieces with different people, even if they are coming all from the same family, because remember, each one of us have a mix of DNA from up to 10 generations back. So sometimes we took this piece or the other piece from the maternal or the paternal. But look what's happening here. This is what we call the triangulated segment, meaning everybody that I have selected, the four individuals and I, we all share this little piece. And I could have selected any other, but this is, for example, what I have managed to analyze as the chromosome, or the piece of chromosome that all my singers family actually has. So the good thing is that whenever I have a new match, I just need to go to the chromosome browser with that person. And if he or she has this piece, very big chances is that the person is related to me through the singer browse and branch of my family. And you can change that to be either as big as 8 centimorgans or as small as 2 centimorgans. And you can just use the to add or remove individuals over there. And sometimes you may want to see the family tree of the people, or you want to review the exact DNA match with this person. Because if you already evaluated and you decided, as I did, that everybody with this piece is from a specific branch, I will be able to go to the DNA matches and see the common matches that I have with this individual. And that means that all of them over there are also from the same branch of my family. And what I do there is I take advantage of another tool, which is the labeler, or the capability to add colors and labels to all the DNA matches. And I add a label to make sure I know that this is people from that part of the family. If you are into numbers, MyHeritage will give you exact numbers of the snippets and the places where on the chromosome that you are sharing with other people. If you ask me, I prefer this view better. The colors and the chromosomes are easier to understand, they're more visual, and that is a better way to see how you are related to other people.
Is this, can we save this? Like, you've got this one section, this one triangulated section on the previous screen that
Mm-hmm.
shows that all of these people, this little triangulated section, right, is coming from one ancestral couple, I'm assuming. I don't know how you set this up, but
Yep. Yeah, that's right.
so
It's
can we save that triangulated section maybe and start building pieces of our ancestors' DNA?
right now, no. Right now,
Okay.
there is no way to save this. I just either capture a screen capture of this, or as I said, I use the labels, and then I am able to come back and to select other people and just looking at live at the report and seeing if we all have the same piece of DNA. Remember that MyHeritage will send you an email normally on Sundays
Right.
with new DNA matches, and you will have new DNA matches every week. So this is something very dynamic. This is something that it's always changing.
Can you explain the labeling part again? Because I'm not sure I caught that. Is that just managing to make a note that this person is from this family?
Yes, Yeah.
I didn't mean to get you off track. I just, the
No,
mind
not a
starts
problem.
going and I start thinking, okay, now wait a minute. How can we
Yeah. So
start, you know,
we will do a
the
small clip
ideal
here.
scenario is to, start to rebuild the DNA of our ancestors so that we can then use that DNA. I'm thinking future, right? This is down the road. This isn't today.
Hmm.
But that we can start using that collective DNA to then use DNA to trace back even further, if that makes sense. If you're
Yeah.
ready, I'll go ahead and share your screen again.
Go ahead.
All
Um,
right.
yeah. So this is where you will see your DNA matches on MyHeritage, and you will notice that on the corner, upper left corner of every DNA match, you will be able to check here the square, and that will open the labeler or the labels for the DNA match. You will have up to 100 characters and 36 different colors to create those labels. So one way that I like to create them is with a hint of the relationship, in this case, paternal, Horowitz, which is very simple. For the group of people we were talking before and the chromosome browser, I will probably choose also paternal. In fact, no, it will be, yeah, in my case, I have endogamy here. So this is paternal grandmother singer, but I can create different labels and assign those labels to different individuals on the list of DNA matches. And once I apply to them, I will see on the match, I will see the color. You can see there in the left side that it's now a dot, blue dot, and you can add more than one label to a person. And then you will also be able to use the labels as a filter. So if you want to see all the ones that you have categorized or classified as your paternal Horowitz or my grandmother Polak, I can just do that and show them all over there. Now, there is one more place where I think it's quite important, the use of the DNA labels. So if you allow me just 1 second, stop here.
That is huge for those who want to group their DNA along family branches, so that you can do a color coding. And I was actually talking with a gentleman through email the other day. He's like, "Why so many colors? I don't understand. Why are we doing all of these colors?" And it's so that we can group and focus our effort, because a lot of times we have so many DNA matches that it can be overwhelming. And so if we can group those DNA matches down to, a specific branch of the family tree, then it makes, doing that research with our cousins a little bit easier.
Yeah, especially Connie, when, like in my case, I'm an Ashkenazi Jew, so it means endogamy from every corner of my family tree. And in this screen, for example, which is the analysis of each of my matches, and you can see on the top that it refers to, again, my alter ego of Brian Jansen. We are both matching my mother, okay? This already tells me something very important, meaning Brian is related to me through my maternal side. And I will be able also from here to use those color labels and to even create new ones. But Jacob Smith and Tara Steiner and all the others here, I have no idea who they are, but I can already guarantee you they are also coming from my maternal family. Now, my maternal family divides it into two. It could be my mother's mother or my mother's father. And because DNA goes up to 10 generations back, it just keep dividing as I go further up, and the further my cousins are, because Jacob may be, for example, for my maternal great grandfather, and Tara may be from my maternal great grandmother from her mother's side. But we all share pieces of the same DNA. From here, I can choose all these people and put them in the chromosome browser. And one of the things I am requesting from the team is to be able to select people from here and like trigger the chromosome browser, the multi-chromosome.
Oh, that would be
We
great.
have, yeah, we have a little bit of capabilities when you click here, the triangulated segments that you have with the person, but we want to add more capabilities to those tools. So if I can choose a different people here and bring them automatically to the chromosome browser, I may be able to see that common pieces or the triangulated pieces we have all in common and determine better the most recent common ancestor and understand better how we are related. That is really the need for the amount of labels that we have. And another thing that we include here, and again, this is feedback that we receive not only from the friends of MyHeritage and the many experts on DNA, but also from the public. They wanted the capability to be able to sort these matches depending if they're matching to me or they're matching to Brian. You can see that right now it's by the total of shared DNA. So my mom being 49.5 with me is the first one, but then 3.1 of Jacob with Brian, and then 3 from Tara with me. When I change this and I will share, for example, with DNA with me, look what's happening with Jacob and Tara. They're actually changing places. And now I can determine the closest people to me. So I know that Tara, although it says over there that the estimate is my second cousin once removed, she may be a little bit closer to me because she may have a little bit more of DNA shared with me than with Brian or with other people. So again, MyHeritage is always improving and trying to give you better tools to understand and to find your relative, not only on the DNA aspect of the genealogy, but in any aspect. And that could be the family tree, that could be the pictures, and that could be anything else.
This is awesome. So, is there anything else you want to show us with the chromosome browser? Okay.
Maybe just reminding people that next to the CM Explainer and the chromosome browser, they will find the AutoCluster. And that is actually a report that you're going to get on your email. And you are saving those reports as we go. And the reason for that is because, as I said before, new matches are coming on a weekly basis. And the AutoCluster will take exactly this screen, okay, and all the triangulated matches that you have with a lot of your DNA matches, not only with Brian, for example, or a specific other individual. We will take middle grounds. So my mom, for example, will not be there. My grandparents will not be there. Brian, Tara, Jacob will be there. And they're going to be grouped by those common ancestors. So Brian, Tara, and Jacob are going to be all in the same cluster. And that means that we're all related through the same branch of the family. So when you are combining and using all the tools at the same time, you will be able to understand again better where all these people came from and how you are related. So by having this on your email, at some point you could generate a different AutoCluster report every week, and you can open those reports and see different individuals there, because again, your matches will change and will add more people there. You will be able to analyze and understand better your relationship with those individuals.
I think the AutoCluster tool is very cool. And for those who may not have a clue as to what we're talking about, auto-clustering basically is another way of grouping, but it does it visually so that all of the DNA cousin matches that belong that relate to each other, they all kind of group in this. It almost looks like an Excel spreadsheet, but it's not. But they all kind of group together in these colored boxes. The DNA cousins are across the top and across the side. And so it really is one of the coolest tools because quickly, I mean, really quickly, you can visualize and group all those DNA cousins together
If
that relate to each other.
Yeah,
And
it's so quickly that I already have a screen for
oh,
the there for
oh,
you
let me show that then.
to
There we
show.
go.
Yeah, and of course, I am obfuscating the name of the people that you will see both on the horizontal and on the vertical sides. But all these individuals here that are belonging to the red cluster, for example, those are all connections of people that are related between themselves, and you will be able to detect different branches of your family with the different colors. And because DNA is something that goes a little bit random, you may have some gray areas and some dark or light gray uh, nodes from between those people, but the majority are going to be allocated in these different clusters, and you will be very clear. See, oh, this cluster is my Smith family, or this one is my Singers or my Polacks, or different individuals there.
One of the coolest tools ever. I love the AutoCluster tool, and it's just so fast and so easy. You do have to wait for the report to come in, but what, a few hours to 24 hours, I think, roughly.
Even less. Today we're processing the auto cluster just in minutes.
Oh, fantastic.
So yeah.
Okay, wonderful. And it comes to your email. You open it up, and there it is. It's that
Yeah,
cool. So
exactly.
very cool. Well, Daniel, I really appreciate you coming on and showing us the some of the tools over there for DNA. It's just awesome stuff. So very
With
good.
pleasure always. And as soon as we work on more tools and we have new releases, Connie, I will be more than happy always to come back and to show you how to use them and how to take advantage of them.
Excellent. Well, I hope to see you at a conference in person soon. I don't know what that's going to be,
Hopefully.
but
Yeah.
thanks again, and I really appreciate it.
Pleasure. Goodbye, everybody.